Access granted.
Thank you to Miss Anis and Miss Shariza for joining our interview today. So here I am Siti Faseha and this is my group which consists of Farhin and Siva Priya. So today in this interview we want to ask both of you 10 questions about the occupational safety, health and environment during your um, okay, apa tu during your work. For my first question is, I need both of you to answer is what's the importance of the code of ethics for an engineer for your opinion?
Okay, as professional engineers, we need to make sure that we follow the code of ethics for an engineer for us to maintain our professionalism, especially in terms of building trust and integrity among our stakeholders.
I'm more to safety. So ethics involve a lot of things. So in terms of workplace, so it's very important for this engineer to have this to comply with this the code of ethics to ensure that they are working in a safe workplace and also not harming or cause harm to the other person that work around this engineer too. The stakeholder, the same words as Shah also.
Okay, and for my second question, from your experience, did you have like any issue with the ethic itself? Like if there's like when you work and then like the ethic it become the important things to do the decisions, something like that.
Yes, actually, ethics is very important, especially when you want to make decisions. So if you want to make the best decision in a team, then you have to take care of ethics and make sure that all parties will have the best outcome lah. So we cannot. Ethics also involve being respectful and also fair. So in my workplace, we always and try our best always to have comfortable and best results decision making for everyone.
So for my sites, ethics is a wide range for ethics. Like it can be towards the other person, and then how you do your job, your integrity. So for in the field of in factory and manufacturing. So in terms of ethics, whereby if let's say you are being delegated to do some of the machine tasks or to handle the machine. So in order to ensure that the machine functions, so some of the engineers, okay, based on my experience also, they tend to try and error. So maybe they can bypass the safety interlock. They can also to block the sensor. They remove the safety cover. So this also is under other side of ethics that some of the engineers are violating the code actually.
Oh, okay. Your Miss Ani's question like relate to my third question is because like in your experience, have you like experienced any like violation of ethica or your employee you see your employee do or your staff do? Miss Anis like
So actually, yes, for the past 10 years, I've been working. Previously, I worked in Samsung and also currently now in conductor. Actually, this condition has been repeating actually. So what we can do is that their intention is good. Okay, what their target is output, but then sometimes they are violating the requirement. Okay, the safety features. So somehow these are the things that we are facing. Okay, so what we can do actually, we can take action. Beside from that, if let's say it is necessary for them to do so, so what we can do is that what is your other countermeasures?
Shariza?
Um, so in my field, um, we're talking about the third questions, kan? The
Yeah, yeah.
experience of the violation of qualities, kan? So yes, there are also engineers in my area that try to also cheat the system, or very commonly to change the result of the output. In my field, we are result-based and output-based uh, daily tasks. We do that. So they want very nice and beautiful results. They change. So they don't present the accurate and the true data. This is also some kind of violation that we usually will come across in the industry.
For next question, I will pass to my friend Priya.
Okay. Thank you, my friend Fateha. Okay, myself is Priya. Okay, my first question is, did you agree that code of the professional conduct apply in an industry?
Yes, because we really need to build a respectful and trustworthy relationship between stakeholders in the industry, especially when you deal with a lot of other departments, or on a larger scale, you deal with other companies as your vendors. They are all your stakeholders. So we need to be very professional and ethical during this um, during the job lah, okay, in the industry.
Okay, for my side also, yes, agree, because we need to have guideline or anything that can control actually the engineer. Okay, sometimes engineer can be creative, too creative. Sometimes they are keen, okay, they are tend to do something that out of norm or non-routine job. So these are the things that can control these engineers actually.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Okay, so my second question is that engineer didn't follow the code of the professional, what will happen?
Effect would be very late, wait, naik pangkat. How do you say that in English? Very late
Uh,
promotion. Yeah.
Promotion.
And
Promoted lah,
then,
promoted lah.
yeah, yeah. And then you also get zero or very minimal pay increment. This is the short term results. On a longer term, if you um, don't have a good reputation, then if other companies or other stakeholders get to know about your previous history cases, then it will be not good for your future lah, for your professional career.
Okay, the question number 5 is it depends on the company procedures. So every company have their own way of investigation if let's say they are violating or not following the code of ethic. So usually the company what will do is that if let's say we find someone that is violating, so we will take next, it will be disciplinary action. So usually this employee need to come up with a short course letter, and then with first warning, second warning, final warning, and finally to this domestic inquiry, KDI, that will lead to demotion and maybe dismissal of work. So all those things will affecting to this engineer.
Thank you, Miss. So for my third question is, okay, do you aware with the regulation stated that registered professional engineer must check and investigate the accuracy of a fact and data first before the engineer signs or endorse any statement and claims?
Well, of course, yes. Definitely in any field of engineering, okay, no matter what engineering field we do not want to spread inaccurate data, because you never know uh, how much people depend on your data for the future. We also depend data from the past. So if all these data are inaccurate, it will affect the future, of the industry, something we can call it like the butterfly effect. You change one small thing or one small data now, you may never know what can happen in the future. It will, it can create a very huge difference or huge, if the, if it creates a good thing, it's okay. If it doesn't, if it makes things worse, then people will go back to your data and will question you again on how you did the job and everything else.
Not agreed too, because it's not easy actually to register as a professional engineer. For example, if let's say you endorse this short form for this one, right? Endorsement by PE. For example, if let's say you endorse the drawing of the exhaust system, or drawing of the one layout that we're going to submit for bomber approval or anything like that. If let's say your data is not accurate, that will affecting, for example, the building, that affecting the employee that working inside the factory. So somehow your knowledge and also your skill and doing the accurate data is very important, because not only for you but also for the person, for the one that we were working inside the, or um handling, or the one will be sitting inside the building, that for example just I said just now, for the layout or drawing that you have endorsed.
Okay. So as an engineer, we must always be careful to giving the accuracy data. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Even if the data does not favor you, it's still very, very needed for you to present the true data.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's why, even if it does not, even if the favor, even, sorry, even if the data does not favor you, the true data must always be presented.
Because this
Yeah.
always happen actually in factory, because actually every department have their own KPI or target of output, but then somehow maybe some of the key person we try to manipulate the data. However, it happens in my previous company, whereby we caught this one, maybe one or two, if a high position that try to manipulate the data, so end up dismissal of this person. So this one really affecting to yourself, not only to yourself and also for others.
Yeah. True. Okay. Thank you. Okay. My for the last question is do you have any experience that reporting any violence that include in a law and regulations occur to the employer or management that are abuse of the power?
For my side, anything that can violate in law and regulation, as at now, we don't have that thing happen yet for now, because somehow the person that advising the management, before they present, or before they want to violate or anything, somehow this person also accountable. So I don't think so. Management can only listen and so advice from the related person of PIC, but then somehow they also look into what are the things that need to fulfill to the legals and other requirements.
For next question, I would like to pass to my friend Fahim. Thank
Okay,
you.
hello. So I have about three questions only. So what is the punishment that given to the engineer if they supplant or attempt to supplant another registered engineer?
We don't say it as punishment now. We say it as irresponsible. I mean, if you are registered, so you claim to be professional, this shouldn't be your trade. So when you go into the industry, we all work together.
Yeah.
So it's not good to have this suppressing others or toxicity in the workplace. But answering your question, usually in the industry, the punishment, the minor punishment would be, like I mentioned just now, a risk of denomination to a lower position, or a change of department or team, because it seems that if you cannot work in that team, it's not good for you to be there. This is some of the very simple examples of what can happen if there is someone who has this negativity.
All right. So how about Miss Anis? Do you have any
Okay.
experiences?
Okay, this one depends on the investigation and also the verdict by the industrial relation, whereby under HR. So if let's say it happens, actually the one that will be doing this investigation will be by this person, and then they will calling for the witness, and then what are they will taking statements, they will taking on the records. So it's not um so I can say that it's not easy for this person actually, if let's say they violate or supply and anything, because
Mm-hmm.
the investigation will be thorough. So
Oh,
that it depends on the investigation.
okay. So the next question is, a project is important for the engineer, right? But
Mm.
why the project cannot intervene or to take over the work of another?
In the industry, you will see that usually we don't take over the work of another, but we collaborate. If you need more people in the team, you need more ideas, then you can call other engineers to give suggestions
So
so
work
that
as a team lah, work
you
in a team.
yes. Sometimes some other engineers can come in at the middle of the project, when it's needed. You
Mm.
think at the beginning, we think that we could manage, but through the way, we will find that, oh, we need the ideas from a particular engineer from another field. So we don't intervene or we don't take over, but uh, basically we work together.
So how about you, Miss Anis?
Mm, actually depends. If let's say you have the skill and performance, you can perform the project or anything. So you usually don't, you can handle the project. But then same as Shao, so it depends. You at factory, if let's say you cannot handle, we will call for experienced person, calling the seniors. Okay, they will brainstorm on how to handle this thing. So in terms of intervene or hijacking this other people project is very rare. It happen like inside the industry.
Uh, all right. So the last question is, according to your professional, do you agree that the project is not under your control? So why?
We do not say approve a project that is not under our control. I mean, of course, we don't want to be answerable for things that we do not know. So, we don't simply approve or we don't simply agree to things that we don't know what the true facts are, unless we get the consent, we get the real problem, we know what the challenges are, what's the objective, then it's okay to uh, approve or work
So
together
it
with the
means that
project.
you need to know the details first lah before you
Yes, of course you need to know. Yeah, because if anything happen, you'll be the one that should answer. So it's not good for you to simply take over just for reputation or anything. That doesn't happen in the industry.
Okay. How about Miss Anis?
Okay, for my side, I did approve a lot of things actually. For example, for the budget for project more than 10K USD, so anything inside the factory need to get my approval. So I can say some of the things for the budget, yes, I need to know the details, what are the project. But then somehow, if let's say they want to get the capex, the budget for this certain machine or expansion of building, but then after, if let's say I approve the budget and the machine come over, so the next process will be is the machine is safe to be operate inside the factory. So there are steps actually from the budget, from the machines enter the factory, for the machine to run. So all of these need approval and also need details, but by the key person to ensure all are in good condition to operate or to run, not only in terms of machine, in terms of layout. So it's cover all actually. So I can say that yes, approve yes, but then somehow some of the things, if they say need to run, so need also we need to know the details and what are the impact and also to ensure the compliance of the um, process.
So we have achieved our 10 questions. So that's
Mm-hmm.
all from us.
Mhm.
From here, from this interview, we can learn very much from Miss Anis and Miss Shariza. And we learn
Okay, you will see how the industry is like. It's not as what is said in the book. So there are many more challenges that's unwritten. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
okay.
Yes,
okay.
you need to learn and explore more. Not everything that you learn in the book, in the text is the same as actual fact.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
thank you so much for your cooperation to did
Uh,
with us. We are very appreciate.
Salam.